Hey folks, welcome back to the JLAMBCAST MMA show. We're back again. I'm so sorry that I didn't get Monday's episode recorded, but we are going to do a little shortened episode this week. We're just going to do the fighter picks of the main card for this huge pay-per-view, UFC 265. A little bit of news. We did lose our co-main event, the women's bantamweight title. Amanda Nunes, champion, got COVID, fell out of the fight. So her and Juliana Pena should be rescheduled till later. As of right now, there's not a lot of news of that. But that moves a couple of fights around. So the main card, we can show it to you right now. And I'll pull it up. So let's get right in it. Now, tomorrow, August 7th, this is at the Toyota Center in Houston, live and only on pay-per-view. We'll go in main card right here. First fight on the main card on the pay-per-view is going to be Casey Kenny versus Song Yadong. Bantamweight bout. Casey Kenny is coming off of his loss to the former bantamweight champion Dominic Cruz. It was a very spirited affair. Kenny lost a split decision, but I think this is where he bounces back. Song Yadong is also coming off a loss, but I believe so much in Casey Kenny. I think he is going to right the ship and make a statement win here. So my pick, Casey Kenny. Next up, a rematch from 6 years ago. Tisha Torres, the number 10 ranked strawweight, versus Angela Hill, the number 12 ranked strawweight. Now, Tisha Torres dominated with wrestling 6 years ago against Angela Hill. Angela Hill has gone back to the basics and kind of reformulated and rebranded herself and has been on a tear in the strawweight division since coming back to the UFC. Is it enough to take out Tisha Torres from here? I am not so sure. I'm going to take the favorite, Tisha Torres, to get it done again. I believe she is just the stronger the stronger fighter, and her wrestling is impeccable. So that moves us up to the feature bout, which is Michael Chiesa, which is 5th ranked welterweight, versus Vicente Luque, number 6 ranked welterweight. This fight right here has title implications written all over it in a stacked welterweight division. So right here, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. This is a coin flip for me. Chiesa, who is great on the ground. Vicente Luque, who's also great on the ground, but great standing up as well. I just don't know who to pick here, but as much as I like Chiesa, I believe Vicente Luque, I think the youth wins out in this one. I think he takes it over Chiesa in a pretty big upset. I would say it's a pretty big upset of two evenly ranked fighters. That brings us to the co-main event. Jose Aldo, the legend, the future Hall of Famer, the former featherweight champion, long-time reigning featherweight champion, versus Pedro Munoz, who's number 9 in the bantamweight division right now. Jose Aldo, who's looked phenomenal since dropping down to bantamweight, has been living a lot cleaner, has kept his weight down. He had some hard weight cuts at featherweight, but these bantamweight, which is 10 pounds lighter, he's been able to make those with I wouldn't call it relative ease, but he's done it, and he's done it well. He is the slight favorite on this card, and I think I'm going to stick with the slight favorite. I'm going to go with Jose Aldo. Gets it done, and another one that might have title implications right here. The winner of this fight might actually be next up in line for bantamweight shot. I like it. So good luck. I picked Jose Aldo here. And all right, that brings us to the main event of the evening, the 5-round heavyweight interim UFC title fight. Derek the Black Beast Lewis, number 2 ranked heavyweight, versus Cyril Gane, the fighter out of France, former training partner of the current champion Francis Ngannou. Whoever wins out of this one, it's going to be a great storyline to set up the fight against Francis when he's ready to go. Cyril being a former training partner, Derek Lewis holding a win, albeit not a sexy win over the champion, but still a win nonetheless. It sets up a huge... This should have been, by all accounts, I think the UFC's first choice was Francis versus Derek in Houston. No questions asked. Full title on the line. But Francis, for whatever reason, wasn't able to go. Cyril Gane steps in. Young up-and-coming, undefeated fighter. His biggest test was against Alexander Volkov. Took care of him. Has all the tools. And I really do believe that Cyril Gane is probably the better, well-rounded fighter. As far as, he's 250 pounds that moves like 185 pounds. Very agile, very quick, has great kicks. His kickboxing, his stand-up, everything is crisp and solid, and he does hit pretty hard. He also has a great takedown game. He does have a great ground game. And he's just, he is absolutely one of the future staples of the heavyweight division for some time to come. Will he be champion? I don't know. We'll test that championship mentality in him on Saturday night for sure against somebody like Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, on the other hand, can put out anybody at any time. All it takes is one hit. And his last fight definitely proved that against, heavy wrestling pressure. And then finally, all it took was one little uppercut and bink, lights out. So Derek Lewis, who can pace himself, he doesn't always look the greatest. He sometimes appears sluggish, sometimes appears like he's hurt by body shots. He has been saying that, he's dealt with back issues in the past. He's had a lot of medical issues. He's had some weight issues. He says he's in the best shape of his life. He's been training hard. He's ready to go 5 rounds if necessary, but he is going to be looking for that one shot that takes care of it. And, I'm torn here. I'm very torn because I love Derek Lewis. And Cyril, who is just a phenomenal talent as well, and young. Youth versus experience. That's kind of what we're dealing with here. The odds makers have it heavily in Cyril Gane's corner for him to win the fight. But I don't know. Sometimes you just don't know which way to go. Sometimes it's Derek Lewis, doesn't look good and still gets it done. So what do we do here? What is the answer? And I'm going to tell you right now, my fighter pick for the main event, right here at UFC 265, Saturday night. There's only one answer. You can't go after the heart of Derek Lewis. I think the heart of Derek Lewis, in front of his home crowd, new interim heavyweight champion, Derek Lewis. Get it. With that being said, we'll see you on Monday. We'll recap UFC 265, talk about all the fights. Let's go. We'll see you next time, folks. Music hitting so hard, knocking outside mode. Hit the highway, cruise control, gon' let it roll. Roll up the drink, fired up and show the windows closed. On chrome, high side.